Hi. In today's episode, I want to talk about possibly switching over from the generic Wegovy, which is called Semaglutide, to Zepbound. That's the brand name. The generic is called Tirzepatide, Tirzepatide. However, before I get to that, let me introduce myself. I'm John, and my channel is In John's Universe. If you're just joining me again to see how I'm doing, thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel and you're just checking us out, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. All right, well, let me get back to what I'm going to be talking about. Let me give you an update as far as why I'm considering changing. All right, I started my weight loss journey back on February 20th of this year. And at that time, I was 235.1 pounds. And as of this morning, which is June 12th, I weighed in at 208.7. So that's still a substantial weight loss of, what's that, 26.4 pounds weight loss. But the most important thing, and I keep going back to this, if you multiply that by 4, that comes out to 105.6. That's the amount of downward pressure, weight-wise or pound-wise, that you're taking off your extremities. You're taking off your knees, your feet, your legs, your back, and so forth and so on. So that's kind of important. All right, but again, I looked at last week, and last week I was 209.6. And today, as I mentioned, I weighed in at 208.7. That's only a 0.9% pound loss, so that's not even a pound. And I realized that it could be a plateauing. It could be because of the medications that I've been taking. And I alluded to those last week. I'm still taking a generic antibiotic, which affects your system. I think today or tomorrow is the last round of it. So I pretty much got rid of my sinus infection. So I am feeling better. However, I'm still taking prednisone. I'm on the maintenance dose of prednisone. So I'm taking 20 milligrams a day, and that helps with skin rashes. That helps with my arthritis and several other things. However, again, as I mentioned in last week's video, it counteracts the effectiveness of the semaglutide. All right, now, as I mentioned before, I'm considering switching. I just upped my dose of semaglutide to the 4th level, which is 1.7 milligrams. And that's every week I'd be giving myself an injection. And I'm committed to the next 4 weeks to do that. And I want to see some changes if I'm improving as far as my weight loss journey is concerned, or if the semaglutide is still working, or my body has become adjusted to it. And hopefully the dose increase will give me the answers that I need. And I'll be working with my doctor to figure out what's the next step. But I did do some research into the switching from semaglutide to tirzepatide. It can be done, but it has to be managed carefully and naturally under the supervision of a healthcare provider. Here's a breakdown of what to expect and consider. What makes the switch feasible? Both are once weekly injectable medications used for weight loss. Wegovy or semaglutide is a GLP-1 receptor agonist, agonist, whereby Zepbound targets both GLP-1 and GIP receptors. I don't even know what the hell that means, but it sounds good, which may make it more effective for some people. And if you've followed the news lately, there's been an increase in the interest in Zepbound. And the reason about the increase is evidently they did studies, and if you're on semaglutide or Wegovy, you can expect plus or minus a 15% body loss. However, if you get on the other drug, Zepbound or Tirzepatide, you can increase that by 5% more, or a total of 20%. So in my instance, to get to 15%, I'd have to lose 35.3 pounds. And to get to 20%, I'd have to lose 47 pounds. Now, my goal weight is 190. And that's not saying it's not possible in a semaglutide, but I'm just reviewing my options for possibly what I want to do. Now, uh, the starting dose for the tirzepatide is 2.5 milligrams a week. So it's a slightly faster ramp up from the initial dose as you go through the steps. So it could be a more rapid ramp up to it, whereby the semaglutide was a slower ramp up. Now, the nausea risk. It was common that semaglutide causes nausea. I didn't really have that much of a problem with it. However, from what I've read, this tirzepatide, it may be more intense initially. So here are some general guidelines if you want to switch safely or considering it. Wait until your Wegovy or your semaglutide washout is complete, usually 1 or 2 weeks, depending on your dose and your doctor's advice. Washout means that you wean yourself off of it and you stop it for a week or two before you start the next medication. And I had to do that when I had my surgery on my eye, my cataract. I had to stop taking it for a week. And that was fine. I didn't really miss a beat. And I think I still lost weight that week. I'm not 100% sure. You're going to be starting Zepbound or the Tirzepatide at a 2.5 milligram per week, even if you're on a higher dose of Wegovy. So you have to go back. You have to start almost from the beginning. And this helps minimize side effects, and it gives your body opportunities to adjust to the new medication. Expect the new, and they call it a titration schedule. And that's just the increase every 4 weeks. And you'll likely build up that tolerance again. Watch for side effects. Even if you tolerated Wegovy or semaglutide well, you may feel different using the tirzepatide. Some users report more fatigue or nausea at first. And if you're managing type 2 diabetes, there's a good chance that your insurance will pay for the, it's called, it's not Zepbound, but it's the other medication that is, what the hell is it called? Not Zepbound. I'm not even sure. All right, GI issues on Wegovy or semaglutide. If GI being gastrointestinal, if you had nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, or just generalized upset stomach, just mention it to them. That's important. Now, here are some potential benefits of switching. Some people experience faster or more substantial weight on Zepbound or Tirzepatide. You may feel less hunger and fewer cravings due to the dual hormonal effect. If Wegovy or semaglutide plateaued for you, Zepbound may restart your progress. I did a little research about what plateaued means for you as far as the semaglutide. If you say semaglutide plateaued for you, you mean your weight loss progress slowed or stopped after being on it for a while, even though you were still taking the medication and following the plan. In weight loss terms, plateauing means to stop losing weight for several weeks. Your scale doesn't move, even though your routine hasn't changed. It can feel frustrating because it seems like the medication stopped working. I'm not sure if that's what happened to me. It could be because I was taking the prednisone, which makes you retain water, and the antibiotic, which is not good anyway, but I had to take it. So those two medications could have interfered with the way the semaglutide was working. Now, why you may plateau. Your body adapts to the medication. You may eat slightly more without realizing it due to hunger creeping back. Your metabolism slows back down as you lose weight. So in context, if semaglutide plateaued for you, that means if you're losing weight at first, but then your weight stalled, switching to a different medication like Zepbound or the generic Tirzepatide might help you to get things moving again. All right, here are some signs that you possibly hit a weight loss plateau, especially while taking your semaglutide. You have no weight gain change in 3+ weeks. Your scale hasn't budged up or down. You have short stalls. A week or two are standard. A plateau is more prolonged and persistent. Your measurements aren't changing either. You stop losing inches around your waist, your hips, or your thighs. Your clothes fit the same for several weeks. But you're still doing everything right. You're still eating within your calorie range. You're staying active and you're taking medication. You haven't changed your sleep, your stress, or routines. Now, for me, I wasn't able to be as active as I wanted to be because having the sinus infection, I felt kind of lethargic for a couple of weeks. And what's going around now is uh, just makes you feel down and out. So I just took my time. I didn't exercise to speak of other than getting up and down, walking outside, a little bit with my rollator and going and doing what I had to do. But I didn't do any formal exercise because I just didn't want to overtax my body. So that could have been one of the reasons that my weight loss has slowed down a little bit. My sleep patterns have always not been good. I sleep maybe 6, 7 hours a night, sometimes less. On occasion, I'll sleep more, but I've noticed I've been getting up more, especially because I have to get up to go to the bathroom more in the middle of the night. And I keep track of my sleep pattern with my iPhone, and it gives me a rundown of how much sleep I actually got during the night and how many times I got up during the night and the number of minutes in between times that I got up and when I went back to sleep. So it's a good tool to use. Uh, Hunger and cravings are increasing again. Yeah, that's true. You're feeling hungrier or more snacky, even though you weren't before. This could, signal that your body is starting to adapt to the medication. I'm not sure if I'm at that point yet. However, I think I could be close to it. Weight fluctuates slightly, but the trend doesn't go down. The scale might go up 1 or 2 pounds, but the overall trend is flat. Again, you've already lost a significant amount of weight. The more weight you lost, your body works to hold on to the rest. Your metabolism may have slowed slightly, and your body is trying to reach a new set point. Now, I've lost what I say, 26 point something, 26.4 pounds, and that's a pretty significant weight loss in 4 months. And yeah, again, my body could have slowed down a little bit. I want to get down to 100 and at least 190 pounds. So I have another 18 pounds to go. And I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to rely entirely on the semaglutide. I'm going to see how it works over the next month, but I am prepared to switch if need be to get that extra 5% that the average weight loss loses as far as using the tirzepatide as their medication. Even if the scale stalls, you still may notice better energy, improved blood pressure or glucose, or your clothes are fitting better. Those are the non-scale, victories, and they still matter. Here's a couple of tips that I want to give you as far as how to break through a plateau. Track down everything honestly for 3 to 5 days. Even with medication, tiny extras add up. Any bites of something, like I go to Costco and I'll have a sample of this and I'll have a sample of that or a little drink of whatever the hell they're giving at that time. Uh, Licks and tastes add up. Portion size, I've noticed maybe I'm not satisfied with the amount of food that I put on the table, or I put on the same amount of food. However, I'll always go back and put a little scoop more before I'm finished for the night. Another bad thing you can do is skipping meals and then overeating later. Try using a food journal or an app like MyFitnessPal or Lose It. That's the one I use, Lose It, and I love it. I've been using it for years. Now, watch for sneaky calories, dressings, sauces, creamers, and condiments. I always have those little creamers in my coffee every morning, And I think each creamer, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's 35 calories in one of those creamers, which is an ounce. I believe that's what it is. And I always have 3 or 4 in my cup of coffee because I don't like dark coffee. I like it on the light side. Uh, Liquid calories can add up, like lattes, juice, or alcohol. I don't have to worry about alcohol anymore because I don't drink. So, that's not a problem for me. But I do have some juices once in a while. I'll drink some orange juice. However, what I've started to do is put a little water in the orange juice. I know they have a light version of orange juice, but all it is orange juice diluted. So you're getting the half the amount of regular orange juice than you would be getting if you got a full bottle of regular orange juice. So buy a full bottle of orange juice. And I know it depends upon the brand, but it could be anywhere between 100 calories and 150 calories per 8-ounce glass. So what I'll do is I'll take an 8-ounce glass. I think the last time I got the organic Costco brand, and it's really good juice. And an 8-ounce a portion of it, or a cup of it, was 110 calories. So I put a little bit of water in it, put some ice in it, and it tastes just the same. I mean, and you're getting more volume, you're getting more liquid into your system uh, at a better price if you price it out that way. Uh, Again, change your movement. If you're already active, add gentle strength training. Muscle burns more calories. Walk a bit more daily, even if it's only a couple of, like 5 or 10 more minutes, and try a new routine to surprise your body. If mobility is a concern, like it is for me, seated workouts or resistance bands still count. And I started doing some seated exercises where I'll lift one leg at a time while sitting in a chair and lock it in place. And that works on the thigh muscles. And you do it in a routine, and then you do the other leg and you do both legs at the same time. It has a tendency to work on your stomach muscles also. So things like that you can find online, seated exercises for handicapped people or people with mobility issues or whatever you want to put into it. You can find YouTube videos about it. Uh, Prioritize sleep and watch your stress. Poor sleep and high stress can raise cortisol, making weight loss harder. Aim for 7+ hours of calming sleep every night. Use calming exercises or routines like deep breathing, relaxing music, or stretching before bed. Change your meal timing. Try eating earlier in the day, more in the morning, lighter in the evening. Some people benefit from 12 to 14-hour fast, but don't do anything extreme. You may want to do an 8-hour fast and then a 10-hour fast before you attempt a 12 to 14-hour fast. This works well with how medication like semaglutide or tirzepatide suppresses appetite. Hydrate more. That's something that I don't do enough of. Drink plenty of water, especially before meals. It'll make you feel fuller. Sometimes thirst is mistaken for hunger. A simple reset trick: start your day with a full glass of water. Yeah, I'll be peeing my brains out before I even walk out the door. But, uh, once I get to a comfortable place with a bathroom, I'll drink as much water as I possibly can tolerate. Revisit why. Remind yourself why you started this journey. Keep photos, notes, or clothes from when you started. Plateaus are temporary, and mindset makes a big difference. Talk to your doctor. You may need a dose adjustment or switch to the Tirzepatide. One of these days, I'll get to say it right. If the semaglutide isn't enough anymore, your doctor may check for thyroid issues or other medications affecting your progress. And here's some bonus strategies. Eat 1 or 2 high protein snacks a day. If you cut too low on food, eat or drink something that's got protein in it. And I've mentioned this before. I use the Nuri, Nurri, protein milkshake drinks, and I get them from Costco. and there are 150 calories. They have 30 grams of protein in it, and that's fantastic. So already today, before that drink, I've had 53 grams of protein, and that was just from breakfast alone. Try a short 2 to 3 day reset meal plan to kickstart the metabolism again. And last but not least, it says weigh less often. Focus on weekly trends, not daily numbers. However, I don't subscribe to that theory. I weigh myself every day because I feel I want to be able to make a quick pivot. If I know something's going wrong or I have to think about how to fix something or adjust something, I want to know it right then and there. I don't want to have to wait to the end of the week for a weekly synopsis of how I'm doing. I want to know it on a daily basis. So I discard that completely. Well, if you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you haven't subscribed already to subscribe to my channel. Like this video, that'll help. Share the video with other people who may be going through their weight loss journey or who may be considering it. And if you subscribe to me already, thank you. I appreciate you subscribing to me and sticking with me for this period of time. Right now, I'm at 447 subscribers. I'm hoping to get 500 subscribers. And the goal after that is 1,000 subscribers because I do want to get monetized. I want to be able to make a little bit of money on this so I could help my lifestyle a little bit. Not that I have a grandiose lifestyle. Things are getting tough, especially since I'm having to pay for the medication out of pocket. My insurance wouldn't cover it because I'm not diabetic. I'm pre-diabetic, and I'm sure with my weight loss, it's helping it even better. So the next time I get blood work done, which is going to be in October or November, when I see the cardiologist, he's going to be pleased. I'm almost positive of it. So, again, thank you. I appreciate you listening to me, and have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.